Okay, drum roll in 3, 2, 1.
Worst goddamn drum roll, but welcome to 2023, the Story Mode Podcast. Oh no, where's the video game podcast gone? We ate it, we digested it, we've absorbed it, we've become bigger, better, hopefully not badder, hopefully it's the same level of incompetence. I'm your host, Jesse Munner, and I'm joined by three lovely-faced boys, Joel, Simon, Felix. How are we doing in this newest of year?
Fantastic.
Can't complain.
It's been pretty good. I'm not going to lie, Jesse. I thought you were going to go into the DK rap. You're like, bigger, better, faster, stronger, the first member of the DK crew, but you didn't.
I was going to, but for copyright reasons, I couldn't. Okay.
I think
I don't also like
able to get away with that.
Donkey Kong.
Is that was our longest break we've had
That
since
was.
starting the show? Which we started, 3 years ago? At the start of COVID. Maybe the cause of it. Who knows?
Who can say?
Can't trust the science, I say.
I may or may not have been having soup around that time. I don't know. It's all a bit of a blur.
The Kojima.
What did you guys get up to in your weeks off? Simon, tell us what you've been up to.
I've been playing a lot of Persona 5. Also played some Baldur's Gate 3. So that's coming out later this year, I believe in August. Something a couple of my mates and I are pretty keen on. We play D&D together in real life, so obviously I'm pretty keen for the D&D game. And yeah, it's only like the first chapter at the moment, and we believe we're at the end of that. And it's sort of reignited this itch, which now can only be satiated by Divinity 2. So gone from Persona 5 to Baldur's Gate 3 to Divinity 2, and I'm still doing Persona 5 in the background when I have some time. And in fact, I didn't use my microphone for so long that there was a spider web on it that I had to clean up before we start recording.
I was going to interrupt there and be a real dick about it, as my goal for this year is to become worse, so look out, everyone. But I was going to say, Simon, did you do anything in your break that wasn't video games? But I realized that's probably a redundant push.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? I actually respect it. Well done. Joel, how about you? What did you get up to?
Just the usual.
What's new in the Joel hole?
The Christmas in the Joel hole. The Christmas stuff, all that kind of fun things, spending it with family, all that boring stuff, to a degree. But yeah, it's been good. I did watch, finally, Top Gun Maverick last night.
So good.
My God.
It shouldn't be good. It shouldn't be bearable. Like,
It's
no. But it's fantastic. It's better than the first one.
Oh, easily. It's I think it is the bar for like action blockbuster movies now. It is like it's cheesy, it's funny, it had me on the edge of my seat. Literally, I was so tense at some of the parts. That third act is just fucking wild. And yeah, it's so good. And then all the music as well. It's just that Top Gun theme will never get old. Like it's just you hear that guitar come in with that and you're like, fucking let's go. This is I'm ready to roll. So yeah, that's the most exciting thing I've done in my break is watch Top Gun Maverick.
Felix, can you top that? What'd you up to?
Top Gun Maverick? I don't know. I did watch a lot of stuff and I had to sort of catch up on. I watched Kaleidoscope recently on Netflix. I don't know if anyone's watched that.
It's got Giancarlo in it, so I'm
does.
going to watch it because I'm an absolute simp.
It's sensational. It is so good. But anyone who...
So this is a show you can watch in any order.
That's correct.
There are better orders than others, but you can watch in any order.
Yeah, so Netflix delivers it to everyone in a random order, so everyone will get a different series of episodes, except for the last one, which is always the heist.
Oh.
So you actually can't choose... Well, you can choose your order, I suppose, if you watch them out of order.
If you do it manually.
Yeah, but Netflix offers everyone a different order.
I think doesn't it play the black episode first as well? Like the
I think there's a start and a finish.
Yeah.
So everything in between.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think so, something like that. But wow, it was sensational. Such a great way to write a story, and they actually pulled it off. It's not just a gimmick, it's not something that it's like, oh, you can read this short story backwards. Wow, but it doesn't actually do anything. But this TV show actually works. And, I've yet to go back and actually like maybe do a rewatch with different episodes orders. I don't know, but it tells such a beautiful story and the acting is sensational, especially from Giancarlo. He's just an absolutely fantastic actor.
The man. Between him and Pedro Pascal, I just watched The Last of Us TV show. I'm not going to say anything except for, oh my God, it's so fucking good. Holy shit. I want to talk about it for hours, but I won't.
I've got like 25 minutes left of the first episode to watch, and already I'm just like, yep. Big old tick. 2 thumbs up.
Well, during the time off, I did some things that weren't. I actually tried to tear myself away from screens for a little bit. So I took some time off work and I rediscovered myself. A lot of wanking. No,
turns out
I went on a holiday. I went to a trip to Apollo Bay, which is quite good. I somewhat conquered my fear of heights. I have a weird thing with heights. If I'm really high up and if I fall, I'll die. Absolutely fine. I'll do cartwheels on a rooftop. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
It's that height in which if I fall, I'm going to break my legs, going to break my arms, I'm going to be, inconvenienced for a long period of time. That scares me. Inconvenience scares the shit out of me. I'm a busy man. So I did that. That was a good time. Did a lot of cooking, a little bit of cleaning. I set up my little workstation so I can start making props again, which is fantastic. And one of the biggest things, which to explain why I'm talking so fast right now, is I've given up energy drinks.
Good.
Hey.
Wow. That's massive.
Don't good me, you fucking. I'm on edge.
Why will I
will slap you? You're a beautiful man. But I've also cut down a fair bit on sugar. The reason I'm talking so fast is I'm having my first Coca-Cola Classic, as they say, for the year, and I'm shaking. It's good. I wanted a caffeine sugar reset. I'm not cutting out caffeine completely. I'm not cutting out sugar completely, but I've definitely dropped it down a fair bit. And it's I'll probably crash, because this is going to be a hell of an episode. I'll probably crash at some point, but
it changes you, man.
Hey, as soon as you haven't stopped me before.
Yeah, as soon as you cut out caffeine and you stop drinking coffee or you stop drinking energy drinks or soft drinks in general, you get to a point where you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't really feel like that anymore. And then you drink like one sip of Pepsi and you're like,
I mean, like, due to a few changes, which I'll go through in a moment for our dear listeners out there at home and abroad, we don't stream this podcast live on Twitch anymore because, frankly, couldn't be fucked anymore. But you guys can't see me, but now they've cut out caffeine or reduced caffeine and sugar, I'm actually ripped. You guys can attest to that. I look godlike, right, marble, chiseled from marble.
Like, Kratos.
Adonis would blush.
Yeah, 100%.
You want to see, guys? Want to see me move my pecs?
Absolutely.
Whoa!
Oh my God!
So cool.
Wait, I didn't know.
This is the sort of audio humor we can do now that we're not recorded. Okay, this is the high quality of content you're gonna get from the Story Mode podcast. Yes, right. Rebrand in 2023. Now, what is this rebrand? Look, it's not much. We're just not going to talk about solely video games anymore. You may have noticed if you've been listening to us for some time, every now and then we like to branch out, talk about a little bit about video games, maybe a TV show here and there. We want to do that more and just talk about entertainment, gaming adjacent topics. So movies that gamers probably like, music that gamers probably like, or at least, if it's my choice, cool people like.
Damn straight.
TV shows, movies. We're definitely doing an episode about musicals. I've promised a few people that we're going to do an episode about wrestling. I don't know why I've done that. But just anything. Now, Story Mode Gaming is still a thing. It's our podcast network. And of course, we have Pinch Joel from the iron clutches of his other show, Dialogue Options, a brilliant part of Story Mode Gaming Network, which you host with our good friend Kara Morrison. You guys will be talking more focused on video games, and we'll be rotating guests through. Let's face it, I'll probably be on every episode because I like to talk about video games. I'm also really egotistical. I love the sound of my own voice. It's wild. But yeah, so please check us out on Spotify and iTunes and wherever you can. Drop us a review. Those 5-star reviews really help. If you're going to do a 1-star review, don't just go about your day. Actually, wait, sorry.
All right,
sorry. Hold up. Brakes. Slamming on the brakes right now. Talking about reviews, something weird did happen to me on our time off.
Okay.
I left a review on
you did.
Pizza store in Romania.
This is fucking
Why did you do that, Jesse?
Why did I do that? Question there, Felix. Have you heard of a little fuckhead named Andrew Tate? Let's not get into the fuckery that goddamn goblin has done.
I haven't heard of a little fuckhead. I haven't heard of a little fuckhead called Andrew Tate. I've heard of a massive fuckhead.
A big old fuckhead.
Yeah.
And I'll say it right now on air. I'll fight him. I'll fight him in a car park.
Right.
Shit.
Okay.
Anyway, wait, Simon. I'm gonna roll here.
Go for it.
I posted a review of the pizza store that he bought pizzas from in the video, in which they have proven that he didn't dox himself via the pizza boxes, but it was a lot of fun. We had a good time with it. In his little comeback video to a teenager.
That he lost massively to.
That he lost massively.
To lose.
The hardest you could lose an argument. He's lost all of his cars now. Anyway.
Fucking fell
Posted
upstairs.
that, and it went viral. And I got like a few thousand retweets, like 16,000 likes or something like that. It was in a bunch of outlets. I'm getting messages from randoms. I'm getting death threats from people. It was some dude sent me a random dick.
Oh, nice.
It's like, whoa, I'm famous now.
Achieved Twitter fame, bro.
I've achieved Twitter fame.
So a dick pic.
Hey.
That's how you know.
So that's why I've come back. I've come back a little bit more powerful than ever. Look, I just want to drop that story in because I think it's worth a laugh. But let's actually get into the meat of this episode, because I'm editing this and it's going to be a long one. There's some good movies coming out this year. There's some good movies that came out last year, but I think we're actually in for a bigger bite this year. We are going to go through all of the movies of note that we know are coming out in this year 2023. I'm going to steal something from Dialogue Options. They have a very good
How dare
function.
you?
It's ours now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the network, chump.
Fair enough.
Okay?
Fuck.
What's yours is ours now.
Fuck. Woo!
Called Dope or Nope. Basically, and we are going to run into the same problem that they run into. We're going to go through each of these films and vote. Is it dope or is it nope? If it's dope, we'll discuss it. Okay? We'll go into a bit more detail. If it's nope, we skip over it because who gives a shit? Now, the issue that obviously a two-person podcast like Dialogue Options would have is if somebody says dope and somebody says nope, you get an impasse. But you guys have somehow managed to get through 200 plus episodes doing that. We're going to try that format with 4 people. I'm not very good at math, but let's see if it works.
Yep.
How can it go wrong?
I got a good feeling.
How could it go wrong?
I have a really good feeling about it.
I'm a mediocre podcast host. I'm not a mathematician, okay? Or a math magician, which is what I think it was. But thanks. A bit of wordplay for you. Start your year off right. Now, let's start the year off wrong with a movie that actually comes out on my my anniversary, I just realized. February 15th. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. The days of adventures and merriment have come to an end as Christopher Robin, now a young man, has left Winnie the Pooh and Piglet to fend for themselves. As time passes, that's my movie voice apparently. As time passes, feeling angry and abandoned, the two become feral. After getting a taste for blood, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet set off on a new source of food. It's not long before their bloody rampage begins. Now, just mind you, I'm getting all of these little blurbs from IMDb because there's too much. We're going through too many movies to do proper research. Guys, this looks shit. And I'm going to rant off the bat here. So the reason this has, this can be made now is that Winnie the Pooh is now public domain, okay? Which means that anyone can use this character, okay?
It's
A.A. Mills.
The A.A. Milne version as well. It's not the Disney
version of Winnie the Pooh. So I don't think he can wear the shirt.
No.
Okay, so topless Winnie the Pooh. It gets better and better.
Pooh Gone Wild.
I don't like that the first thing that people did with this character is like, let's make him bloody and violent. It's this bullshit, dumb, edgelord, happy tree friend stuff. And it's like, it's such a tired and boring and sadly predictable way to go about this. They could have done something really clever with this. Like, if they went like full across the Spider-Verse and had him traveling through and meeting all these other public domain characters, that could have been really funny and super self-aware, kind of like the Chip and Dale film that came out last year.
Yes, lovely.
Real fun. But instead they thought, no, like, imagine you get this, you covered in blood. How cool are we? Am I alone in thinking this is
absolutely
no. Dumb?
It screams something that has spawned from like when this news came out. It's like, whoa, it's public domain now. Like someone made.
Oh, let's do something edgy and funny with it. Ha ha.
No, it feels like someone made.
It's like if Simon made a film.
Jesus. I have taste.
It's horrible.
It feels
I haven't touched the Winnie for the fucking Pooh license at all.
It feels like someone's like created some concept art and put it up on Twitter, and someone's just gone, fucking making that a movie. Like that's
what it feels You're right. This is a Tumblr post come to life.
Yes, thank you. That's absolutely what it is. Yep. 100%.
I also realized I didn't do the dope or nope, so maybe we'll do the dope or nope to work out if we're going to watch it or not.
Oh,
Sorry, dark options. I ruined your thing.
No, that's actually that's a good idea because then the votes don't really matter.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, yeah, we do the whose lines it anyway thing. The votes don't matter in this one.
Yeah.
But also, it reminds me of there was that period of time where it was like all of these fan theories for shows like The Rugrats or Ed, and Eddie, where they're all actually dead or whatever. It's very much it gives me the same sort of vibe where it's like everyone's just dead or a murderer, and it's like
a creepypasta thing. It's like
there's one of those.
Shut up! Like
there's one of those that I really like. It's the Toy Story one, and it's not a really creepypasta one, but it's like basically like Andy on his deathbed, and the toys come back to him and sort of like say their goodbyes to Andy before he died.
That has emotional depth.
That would fucking kill me. I would just melt like completely. So I like that one. Yeah, exactly. Oh god, you've said it. You've said it, and now I'm going to start crying.
All right, let's not waste too much time on Winnie the Pooh.
That was my New Year's resolution.
Done.
Make Joe cry.
Dope or nope? I'm going to say nope.
No.
I'm going to dope this one. So I think I will watch it
just
for shits and gigs. Just to piss you all off.
That's fair. You do that, buddy.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Someone has to do it.
Third hand, yeah.
Look, if I was a teenager back in my emo days, that could have been yesterday.
Yeah.
Back in like the early to mid 2000s, okay, I would watch this with some friends under the influence of something that isn't alcohol and probably have a laugh, but then forget it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like it's got that vibe.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yep. A movie that doesn't, touche. A movie that doesn't have that vibe is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Bad name for the film. Just gonna put it out there.
Nah, I love it.
Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne, along with Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, explore the quantum realm where they interact with strange creatures and embark on an adventure that goes beyond the limits of what they thought was possible. Now, no doubt we're going to be doing a deeper dive when this film comes out on February 17th. We'll probably dedicate a whole episode to it. Can we talk about Jonathan fucking Majors as Kang?
Yes,
He's the new threat. He's the new Thanos.
Yes, we can.
I think he's going to put Thanos in his place.
What a beautiful man.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, so good.
Man.
Ever since he's like
between that and Creed, which we don't have on the list, but Creed 3 is coming out this year. Yeah. That man's going to have a busy 2023.
Like
fully deserved.
Busy next 5 years.
Ever since like Kang's introduction in, I guess spoilers, but Kang's introduction in Loki season 1, like
Loki lived.
What? No. It's like he's like performance in that like finale is just wonderful. Like it is so enthralling and terrifying and menacing, but like, charismatic. Yeah. That's honestly, exactly what I was saying.
To say like that, his performance sold me on the next arc for the MCU.
Yeah. They've been needing a villain and they've needed something. They've needed someone who, like, Thanos is incredible, but I think during the Thanos arc, we also had some characters that we got to grow with a bit more. So Iron Man and Captain and everything like that. With this phase, they're having to unfortunately rush things a bit more, which makes sense. We didn't want to go through 3 phases without a big bad. It wouldn't work. People's view of the Marvel Universe is different to what it was back then. It needs to run differently. So I think getting him in early is good, and having somebody who's that like enigmatic, that's going to put bums on seats.
And I think
my butt will be in that seat at midnight when this comes out. That new trailer is sick. It's dark. Like the whole thing. Ant-Man movies are comedies. This is not going to be a comedy. I think we're going to lose a few characters here.
And I think also too, they normally heist comedies as well, and this doesn't feel to have that heist feel to it either. So, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, I think we're going to lose a few characters here as well. It's curious to think.
I think we lose all but 2, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's go around the room. Who dies? Or who lives? I think it's a bit easier. I think Cassie lives, his daughter, and the Wasp lives.
Yeah. I reckon the Wasp is out. I reckon the Wasp is out solely because Evangeline Lilly is a bit of a dickhead. So it's like
good point.
I think
that's why I'm like, I think she might die. I think she might be like, oh no, what a shame we lost.
Man die.
Yeah, I mean,
a bit more humor for you.
Hank Pym and Hope are like,
they're dead.
They're freaking toast. Like
The amount of de-aging they've had to do to what's his name? Something Douglas.
Michael Douglas, yeah.
Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
He's already like, I don't want to wish ill upon him, but there's a chance by the time this podcast comes out, like he's an old man.
Jesus.
Already out there.
But yeah, I think like also from that last trailer, I mean, spoilers if you haven't watched that trailer and you were trying to go into this movie blind, fucking what's that?
MODOK?
MODOK's there. Like
Yeah.
MODOK? What?
And I didn't realize until I watched Kind of Funny react to the trailer, like there is a shot where it's the guy who played fucking Yellow Jacket.
The Yellow Jacket, yeah. So the whole
Ah.
thing is his whole body shrunk, but his head didn't.
Yeah, but have you
I'm
seen,
like,
did you see the shot where it's like
makes sense.
it's the shot where it's actually you see his head just like
Yeah, they need to
stretched
they need
out
to fix
across.
that to put it out there.
Yeah,
They
it's
need-
not
they-
great.
They will fix it because it looks like that child hologram from Love and Thunder, which they fixed
Which
when it
they-
came to Disney Plus. It still looked abysmal, and they had the gall to put that film up for a visual effects Golden Globe.
Yeah.
I don't agree
Yeah.
with that. Still think it's a good movie, but anyway.
That's a hot take. But here's,
Nope.
It's a-
speaking
Joel's
Say
opinion,
what?
nope.
I'm
Killer
coming in
was
with a hot take of my own. I don't care for it. I'm like so over the MCU at the moment. It's been
fair.
like awful for the past few major movies. Awful's maybe a bit of a strong word, but you get my point. Like it's just been.
It has nothing. Yeah,
it's
I
been
kind of agree.
aggressively
This phase has been
boring
weak.
Is I think what I'm trying to get at. Like to me, because the last Ant-Man movie I thought was one of the worst in the MCU.
Sorry, which one?
The last, whatever the last
Ant-Man and
one
the
was.
Wasp was fun. That's a
The
great
first
movie.
Ant-Man and the Wasp was great. Second one,
Ant-Man 2 is considered by a lot of people pretty. It's not. I
It's
don't think it's
great.
bad. It's just nothing.
that's the thing.
It had no
I-
ramifications on anything. It
I
just
really
it just
enjoyed
happened.
played too heavily into the joke of I forgot the guy's name from the first movie where he's like trying to explain everything. He's like, okay,
Explain the
so,
story, yeah.
and you know,
Yeah,
like cool.
Michael
That's
Pena,
yeah, like that's fun the
Yeah.
first time. It became overused very quickly in the second, and this is what the third Ant-Man movie. And I'm just like, I don't know, like
I'm gonna
I
make
don't
this is probably the
care.
most narrow reference I've made. But Ghost from Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the Ghost, whatever they called it, looks like the helmet is the same as the original Ice Bionicle, the Ice Lego Bionicle.
Interesting.
I will put that out there for
Theory?
any wizard out there listening. There's gonna be somebody be like, yes,
Theory?
yeah, he gets it.
Question mark? Is that a hint
Is that a-
to what comes next in the MCU? Bionicle?
Oh man, no,
See,
they would rip Kang in half.
See, like, I get the MCU fatigue, and I totally understand why many people are suffering from it. I can't help myself. I love this shit. Like,
that's
this
the
is
thing. Like
this is
enjoyed it.
essentially this is a nerd's version. Yeah, this is a nerd's version of like a housewives watching soap operas. Like this is what I got. I need my next
I get
fix.
what you
Like
mean,
I
yeah.
need my stories. Like that's how I feel about this, and I totally
To be fair, when I was a
understand.
teenager, I used to watch Passions after school.
God, who didn't?
So
Who fucking didn't?
they're for everyone.
Fucking Timmy the ventriloquist doll, Jesus.
But the
Have a
thing
thought?
is,
Oh, Bay.
I guess for me, like I've always been more of a DC superhero kind of guy. Like I've always preferred the DC superheroes in general. I do think obviously their cinematic offerings have been awful pretty recently,
Hopefully
and
changing.
well, and then they fucked around Henry Cavill, and it's like, what's even the point?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a moment.
Ah,
We do need to move on.
unbelievable.
You start rattling through. We've got like 25. films.
Yeah, let's continue. Let's. Well, we're gonna dope.
So I
on
think-
it. We're gonna dope on over.
Dope.
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 Nope.
All right. A movie that we talked about at length last year, so we won't go through it too much. February 24, That Bear's Doing Lines, Cocaine Bear, burst its way into cinemas.
Again,
Inspired by the 1985 true story of a drug runner's plane crash, missing cocaine and the black bear that ate it, this wild, dark comedy finds an oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converging in a Georgia forest, where a 500-pound apex predator, aka a bear, has ingested a staggering amount of cocaine and gone on a coke-fueled rampage for more blow and blood. This is actually Ray Liotta's final completed film before he passed away last year.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Also directed by.
I want to go out the way this bear went out. Full of coke and shot.
It's
Let's go.
Directed by Elizabeth Banks as well, which is pretty cool as well. Like,
Oh, Lizzie B.
yeah.
I like
So
Elizabeth Banks.
me too. So I'm like, oh, I'm even more interested in this movie. Again, we spoke about it. I shared my thoughts about how I feel about this movie. I'm very excited to watch it. And also I will share the tagline again that they're using, which is "Get in line," which I think is very, very fucking funny.
That's good.
That's pretty clever.
It's very good, and this is one of those movies that just knows what it's going to be, and it's going to be just.
It's about a bear that does coke.
Yep.
I mean,
What's
just dope or nope? Dope.
Dope.
Yeah, dope. I'll do that.
I'll see this.
Sweet. All right, another movie which I think is going to have a very positive reaction as well. March 10, 2023, the year of our Lord 2023, a little movie called 65 comes out. Now, I'll just read the short
Please do.
explanation on IMDb. An astronaut crash lands on a mysterious planet only to discover he's not alone. Now, I've seen the trailer. We've all seen the trailer for this.
Yep.
And it is one of the coolest trailers I've seen because after a moment, you're like, wait, they surely couldn't. And then they do. He's not on a mysterious planet. He's on Earth. And the aliens are dinosaurs. It's Adam Driver fighting dinosaurs with futuristic weapons and guns and all sorts. This is
Chris Pratt. This is the new
The
Jurassic Park that we need.
No. Move over cinema. Move over, painting and ancient art.
Yeah.
This is the only art I care about. 6'5".
I want to get old fucking Scorsese on the blower and just hear his thoughts about this and see if he thinks that cinema's dead or not. Yeah. I mean, this is another one of those ones where you just watch the trailer and you go, "Yep, I will watch that movie."
Could you imagine though if they didn't reveal the twist? And we saw. Look, for one, nobody would have seen it.
No
who gives a shit? This is just another boring sort of film. Whatever. This is a dime a dozen.
Unless it was
After Earth 2.
Unless it was a movie that was going straight to streaming that could get word of mouth so quickly.
Ooh, yeah, that would be alright.
Yeah, if it went to if it was a Netflix produced movie and it came out and people were just like, "Hang on,
works for prey."
Everyone go fucking exactly. Go watch this movie right now. Just thank me later." And but
I think what this movie does great is it's uncovered the lost art of a fantastic trailer, which is what's the point of a trailer nowadays? Who knows, to get you hyped for the movie, but oftentimes it's just kind of here's a big reel of cool things from the movie. This one, it has a meaning and it has a point. You're like, why is it called 65? Who is this guy? What's going on? Whoa! And then it's actually interesting, and it's like a film in itself, really. I
don't like that nowadays we have teasers, we have trailers. Back in the day, it felt like the trailer was the teaser. It was just actually, if you go back far enough, they used to explain the whole plot. There used to be a narrator, and and they get home safe. But then there was that period where we had just really intriguing trailers. I kind of want to go back to that. Also, just mini rant. I'm going to need a button on the soundboard for a rant. But can people shut the fuck up with watching a trailer and then saying, "Oh, I already know what happens in the film"? You don't until you see the film. If you then see the film and then you can compare, Simon, I will pay the $474 to fly to Perth. I will slap you, and I'll pay the $474 to come back.
I like how you know the exact price of flights.
Yeah, I was about to say
that. Because you've been on edge. Okay, you're on that line, and I'm prepared. Okay,
he hasn't had a caffeine in 3 months.
All I'm going to say is that whilst I agree with the overall statement, I do think there are times where trailers give away the majority of.
But you don't know that till you watch it. It's Schrodinger's trailer, okay?
Yeah.
Until the movie is observed, you can't confirm that.
I think in the case of a movie like this as well, it's I don't care.
I agree with this one. You don't care about it 100%.
I also, I will, if we're getting up on high horse rants here, I'll get up on my high horse rant here about that whole thing about making it illegal for trailers to have misleading stuff in it. I think that's fucking bullshit. I think what Marvel has done with that has been brilliant. And it's not brilliant. I really enjoy the fact that they've done that, where they've put stuff in their trailers that isn't in the movie, and then some fucking dickheads online just but it wasn't in the trailer.
But they didn't run out of the forest of Wakanda.
Fucking exactly. And
it was that one.
It's 100% that one. And I'm like, I don't care. I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Plus, they have after a trailer comes out, they do reshoots. They retouch it. They edit it. Things are going to chop and change. 100%. How are we to know what was done on purpose and what not? Now they can't do any of that. So where's the line? How do they prove it? No more trailers. No more trailers.
Nah,
You
more
just go
trailers,
see the
please.
movie, and that's it.
More,
Yeah,
please.
you just
more.
go in blind.
Just watch the movie. Speaking of watching movies, Dope or Nope, 65, dope as
Dope.
fuck.
Dope. Yeah.
If this is any more dope, I'd roll it up in some rolling papers and fucking give it a sweet puff, and you come up with a plot for 65.
This is one of those movies that I'm going to just turn to a couple mates and be like, should we just go watch this? Like, this looks like it'll be dumb, fun, and just enjoyable.
I'm gonna go watch it once, gold class, a glass of wine. Then I'm gonna watch it again, obliterated drunk like I did with John Wick 2.
Okay.
I watched that a lot drunker than I should have, and I did keep whispering to my friend because I hadn't seen John Wick 1 at the time, so I just kept turning around to him saying, "Did he win yet?" And he did. He won in the end. So
I watched that movie on a plane. I need to rewatch that.
now let's get into the old DC pit of despair. James Gunn's DC. Shazam! Fury of the Gods dropped March 17 this year. The film continues the story of teenage Billy Batson, who, upon reciting the magic word Shazam, is transformed into his adult superhero alter ego, Shazam. Now,
Is that the synopsis?
that is a synopsis.
That's one of them.
What happens in the movie?
one of many. Well, don't know. You gotta watch the trailer because
Batman
apparently
is
it gives
a
it all
man
away.
who dresses up as a bat.
First up, the first Shazam film was actually pretty good.
I enjoyed it. I had so much fun with it.
I thought it was great.
I didn't see it.
It's worth watching.
Yeah.
I think it's refreshing in the context of, at the time, especially where the DCEU was sort of heading.
This is a franchise. I think James Gunn behind, like, helping pull the strings a little bit in the background. He will make this thing thrive. I think Shazam's got a really bright future ahead of it. Also, brilliantly casted.
Yeah,
It's got Seth from the OC in it. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Seth. Come on.
It's true. Zachary Levi is great too. I enjoy
Seth,
him.
come on.
He's very fun.
Yeah, he doesn't take it too serious. Because I think that's always the problem with like DC movies is there's like that fine line where they want to be serious because it's DC and blah, 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 and everything's dark and miserable and Gotham City exists. And
It's the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey
Yeah.
of superhero franchises.
Yeah.
or it goes too far over the line and it's like you can't take anything seriously because there's a stupid one-liner every like 4.5 minutes and you're just like, all right, like, okay, this is kind of boring now.
Speaking of
Shazam
DC,
nailed it. Shazam got it perfect and like right in the middle.
I just recently finished watching Peacemaker.
Oh my god.
Had everyone seen it?
Yes.
I haven't, but
I haven't seen
I've heard
it.
very good things.
Okay,
One of my favorite shows of last
quit the
year.
podcast, log out, do what you need to, send me
Please
your
do.
audio. We'll do the AI to get the rest.
It's so fucking good. Like, it is so
It's
good.
so fun.
It has no
I
right
think-
being as good as it is, and it is so amazing. Yeah.
Okay, look, we may as well let's dig this up quickly. Henry Cavill's gone.
Mm,
Ben Affleck's gone,
yeah.
and Wonder Woman. What's her name?
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. All gone from the DC EU after James Gunn took over. It sucks that Henry Cavill's gone because I think he's brilliant. I actually really like Ben Affleck's Batman. I'm a big fan of his Batman actually. And Gal Gadot had moments in Wonder Woman 1 and in the Justice League film, which I didn't mind. Wonder Woman 2, let's not talk about it, it was garbage.
Yeah.
I really like what James Gunn's doing because they couldn't continue with them. That whole universe is that trash right now because so many people are do things. They just needed to say scrap it and build fresh. And I think
Blank slate. Yeah.
I like. We'll talk about the Flash a bit more when we get to that.
Yeah, because I was going to say that's the only problem is that the
No,
only thing
I think there's actually an interesting outcome there.
There is, yeah.
I'm fascinated by the Flash.
Yeah.
I think
you're
Zachary
right,
Levi as Shazam, that's something you have to keep because I don't think fans tore Shazam apart. Like even the good DC films get torn apart.
Yeah.
This wasn't accurate. This wasn't that. It has to be this. Has to be that. Shazam didn't because it was seen as like a kids' film by some people. I think. So I'm glad they kept them on.
It is a family movie.
For the first time, I'm
it's a family
excited
movie.
for the DCEU.
Yeah.
I think that it needed
It needed James.
it
It
needed
did.
reckoning.
It fucking needed James. Absolutely. And yeah, after seeing Peacemaker as well, like, and Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad as well, like both of which I fucking adored. Like,
And they got dark still. Like there are moments in Peacemaker that hit. Also, John Cena. Oh, what a performance!
Yeah.
There's a few scenes in that actually
so good. Like,
really blew me away.
It's I think I actually like Peacemaker more than I like the Suicide Squad, which is wild to think about.
Agreed.
Like
I agree.
And I really enjoyed the Suicide Squad, but yeah, like I think seeing him do that and you know, like you said, walking that line between funny one-liners and dark moments and balls to the wall action and
literally balls to the walls because you see him fuck.
Yeah. I think the key thing is though that James Gunn always brings heart to what he's doing. Really.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's missing. They were so wrapped up in being gritty and so anti-MCU that it just sort of
exactly. Like the MCU recipe works, so why do the polar opposite of it? You do something that accompanies it, like plays off it a little bit.
Absolutely.
And I think when you said James Gunn, puts heart into what he makes. That's the difference between what he makes nowadays and what Taika Waititi makes nowadays.
Yeah,
Taika is just trying to fit his own format now, and he's breaking my heart. But anyway, let's move on.
I just want Taika to go back and do
Dope and
fun stuff. Dope.
I'll
say it.
Shazam.
Dope.
I'm gonna say no.
Shazam.
Just because I didn't watch the first one. I don't really care for it. So other stuff I want to see. Not because I don't think it's
fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna say dope.
This is a date night movie for me and my wife. Like that's 100%. Yeah.
Nice.
If that's a date night movie for you, this next movie is foreplay for me. Okay, John Wick Chapter 4.
This
March
is also a date
24.
Night
We are going to gun church, motherfuckers. Okay, and we are praying down to the Lord and Savior Keanu motherfucking Reeves. John Wick uncovers a path to defeating the High Table. But before he can earn his freedom, Wick must face off against a new enemy with powerful alliances across the globe and forces that turn old friends into foes.
Ooh.
Why? Okay, I'm going to admit something here. I'm actually not a big action film fan. I don't get into many action films at all.
It. It's fun.
But John Wick
is a special type of action film because
put my lizard brain to a chokehold.
It deals with something that a lot of action movies struggle with nowadays, and that's called momentum. When you have momentum in your action sequences and in your choreography, it makes your eyes track the screen a whole lot more dynamically, and it actually captures you so heavily in the experience that it makes you care about the action. That just doesn't happen anymore, and John Wick gets that. It totally gets it. Sensational.
It's part of the reason why like The Raid is such a good movie.
It just keeps moving. It is just constantly emotional. It doesn't settle at any moment. And when it does have a quiet moment, they're tense.
Yep.
They are just get a breath in while you can.
It's also the same thing. Like it's the same.
Why'd they kill his dog? Why'd they do it? Their day could have been so chill. They would have been fine. The dude who didn't have the dick from Game of Thrones, he would have been loving life. But
I saw a post that said it was like a Photoshop picture of Keanu Reeves wearing a t-shirt that said this, but it also said, why was it called John Wick when it should have been called Keanu Reeves? And I think that's very, very funny. But like there's just something so much fun about watching these movies and seeing it gets this kind of reaction where I just go, oh, what? Like every time. And it's part of the reason why I love from like Fast 5 onwards. It's why the Fast and Furious movies get me hyped as well, because they have those moments where it's just like, what the fuck? Okay, sure, let's go. I'm having a lot of fun with this.
I think it's also one of the things like with everything going on and kind of, I guess the older we get as well, those times where you can turn your brain off are getting rarer and rarer. So if you can block out the world and see Keanu Reeves 69 years old doing backflips with a bazooka. Like, okay.
Fighting Donnie Yen in this one. Fuck yes. Let's go. My God. That has me so excited.
Should we even bother with Dope or Nope?
It's all dope.
This is all dope.
It's a...
Easily.
It's a no from
Simon. Me, it's a tentative nope, however, I wish to add. I've seen the first John Wick. I haven't actually finished the second one, and I haven't started even the third because it's just
that doesn't matter. Based on the first one, say dope. Say the word dope. That's all you need to do. This is so easy. Say dope and you'll get it right.
I remember
there's no right or wrong answer except for this one. You're getting wrong.
I saw some people that I trusted online talking at the time talking about this movie, like the first movie, and I was like, I dragged Kyron, my co-host from Dialogue Options, along to see it, and he's like, "Sure, I'll go and see it." And we both walked out just like fucking punching the air.
Kyron has a full-blown John Wick chest tattoo now.
Yeah, he does. He's like, He's hardcore.
Again, I've seen the first movie. I thought it was amazing. It's just I didn't sort of get around to, because I feel like the second and third one.
Don't worry about the second and third. Based on what you know of John Wick, say the word dope, I'll slap you.
Dope. And then
yay, Simon.
jump into 2 and 3.
I'm gonna edit all your nopes out and just be like,
Halle Berry. Halle
I'm gonna have
Berry.
to go through this whole episode. I'm gonna have to dub over Simon.
Sorry, Halle Berry.
We all know I
dogs.
can do the accent.
Can we just say Halle Berry with dogs in chapter 3? My God, yes. Fucking
Simon, do yourself a favor.
good, please.
What?
Please watch 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Have a few drinks, watch 2 and 3, dude.
It's not that I haven't
Adrenaline.
wanted to or anything. It's not like I've gone, oh no, I don't want to watch them. They are on my list on Netflix. Like, it's saved, ready for me to watch. I just haven't sat there and gone, you know what?
Surely you have time. What do you got? More bookshelves are delivered?
He's gonna play Persona, man.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair
I'm not
enough.
mad about that. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
I know.
You
Look,
gotta pass,
Simon, I
it's
respect that. I know what our roots are. Video gaming does come first. I respect the shit out of that. Fair enough. Moving on. Dungeons and Dragons, March 31st.
Oh yeah.
A charming thief
Yeah,
and
baby.
band of unlikely adventurers embark on an epic quest to retrieve a lost relic. But things go dangerously awry, whatever you want to say, when they run afoul of the wrong people. Guys, let's forget that. What I just said. And appreciate Dungeons and Dragons.
Array?
It's
Alright.
I was going to say who else wants to host, but I know everyone put their hand up. No,
You have to give
get
me your
off-
podcast
get out
license.
of here.
bro.
aroused. Yeah.
Give me
Podcast license.
hand over your
Felix, you're
badge.
not old enough to podcast. I can't get you the license. I'll get you a fake podcasting ID.
Oh my god, yes.
Chris Pine, the second best Chris in Hollywood, after Evans, obviously.
Okay, I was
Michelle
worried.
Rodriguez in a film that I actually like her in. Normally, I'm going to take that back because she's in Fast and Furious.
Fuck yeah, she's in Fast and Furious,
Okay.
and she's awesome in it.
Justice Smith, who's sick. I love Justice
Yeah.
Smith. I rewatched Detective Pikachu recently. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
So good.
Yeah.
He's the best part in Jurassic Park Dominion because he leaves early on and saves his career. So that was smart of him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Can we just agree this looks way more fun than like these sort of movies have come out before, but there's something about it. It gets it.
So
It's fun.
I am a relatively big D&D fan. I play D&D with a solid group of mates. As I was saying at the start, I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 with some of those friends, and I do enjoy D&D a lot. I think the subreddit in particular have been talking about the fact that this is the first time in a while that there feels like there's actual passion behind a movie of this sort of caliber, and it's like getting the good Hollywood spotlight, because there have been fun D&D movies before.
There's been bad ones. I remember seeing one years and years and years ago, and it was awful.
I think it's Dungeons and Darkness or something like that is a really fun movie. It's an indie flick, and it's obviously based about people genuinely like playing the game, and then it's sort of as if then you sort of go into the characters, and as if the characters were playing out everything that's happening, and then you occasionally get a zoom out and it's back to real life, and people are having a chat or whatever, or like the cat jumps on the table and it's like, oh no, there's great beast attacks and things like that. It's fun. But it was an indie film. And so I think it feels like we're finally getting what D&D should be in terms of like the spotlight, how popular it is now, and just the level of silliness behind it.
Yes, absolutely. That's the key, I think, is like the chaotic nature behind D&D is like something that I think people from the outside who've not played before will look at something like Dungeons and Dragons and go, oh, it's just nerds coming around and like fighting dragons. No, that's not the fun parts of those like playing that game. It's the stupid. Yeah, it's the stupid shit.
And then bullshit.
You can tell them.
I've got 2 out of 3.
It's making your DM fucking hate every single one of you for planning a giant like chunk of campaign and doing the complete opposite thing. So like that's the fun of D&D, really. Like when it comes down to it.
At the moment in the campaign that I'm playing, I'm like, so we're doing the Strixhaven campaign, which is basically Hogwarts in the D&D universe, but way less racist and thinly veiled bullshit because J.K. Rowling doesn't exist.
Yep.
And so I'm playing a goblin bard called Periwinkle, and it's great fun. Like, it's ridiculous, and like our whole team is just the worst misfits you could imagine. And if you want an idea as to sort of the chaos that D&D really is, watch the Legend of Vox Machina.
Yeah,
because that
I
is
mean to watch that
because that is based on Critical Role's first season, I believe. The first season,
first campaign,
and it is fun. It is silly. It's animated really well, and it's a little bit gory in a few places, but it's sort of it's nothing offensive. It's all silly.
When I first saw this trailer, I've never played D&D before, but I was so excited for people like you, Simon, because I know you're a big fan of it. I watch them like, Simon's going to get so into this. This is going to be really fun. And I think the thing that's bringing it all together is Chris Pine.
It is.
Because he brought that same energy to Star Trek. And I actually really like the Star Trek films he was in.
Me too.
I think that they had flaws, but he was always good fun because he could be a smart ass, but he also had some genuine, like, the scenes with emotional weight, he could carry them. I think he's actually a really underrated actor. So I'll be seeing this 100%. I'm giving this a dope.
Yeah, dope from me. Absolutely.
Absolutely
100%.
dope.
Felix?
Dope.
All right.
I can't wait to see.
We're going to start barreling through a few of these.
Yeah, go.
All right. Super Mario Bros. Movie, April 7th, 2023. I'm going to do this in my best Chris Pratt Mario impersonation, okay? Just going to warm the old vocal cords, okay?
Just channel Linda Belcher.
All right, ready? Just entering my new body. A Brooklyn plumber named Mario travels through the Mushroom Kingdom with a princess named Peach and an anthropomorphic mushroom named Toad to find Mario's brother, Luigi, and to save the world from a ruthless fire-breathing Koopa named Bowser, a Wahoo.
Chris Pratt?
Oh
my
sorry.
God, how did we get into the show?
Whoa.
Unreal.
Whoa.
Special guest starring Chris Pratt.
Be gone! Sorry.
Yes. You have to exorcise the demon of Chris Pratt from your body there.
He's got a lot of demons that man needs to exercise. Okay, we've spoken about this movie at length, and we're going to do a whole episode about it. So let's cut the bullshit. This looks delightful.
It's going to be so much fun.
And I think we'll...
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
It's going to be the biggest film of the year, I think.
It's going to be the first movie I take my son to the cinemas to see. And
that'd be good.
I cannot fucking wait. I hope he doesn't act like a dickhead. Like let's just put it that way. I hope he doesn't act a fool. Please.
I want a full review of him acting the fool as it was.
He'll be like acting up in like the aisles and running up and down the stairs. I'll be like, shut up. I'm watching a movie.
Hey yo, it's me, the Mario. I'm back. I'm back at it again.
Kingdom. Here we go.
Here we bloody with the Australian now. That man's got range to what? I just love that Chris Pratt's like, I've done a take on this voice that you will not see coming. It's going to be something like you've never heard before. An absolute tour de force, okay? The pinnacle of my acting career. Hi, everyone. I'm Mario, the Mushroom Man.
Look,
I'm delivering all sorts of gifts across this kingdom. Come on.
To be fair,
Charlie
he said,
Day,
like, you'll never expect what I'm gonna do with this character.
He wasn't wrong.
Didn't expect him to do
I expect him to disappoint, and to be fair.
Yeah.
Look, to be fair to him, it actually kind of works. It's not that bad. And all the other actors are carrying it as well. So I actually don't care about his voice. I think I've run that meme into the ground, and I will until the movie comes out. Hey, yo, it's me, Mario. I'm back. Guys, April 14, Renfield. The trailer for this came out a few days ago, and it's very, very good. I am Renfield, the delightful Nicholas Hoult, decides to leave his centuries-long line of work as a henchman and familiar to Count Dracula, Nicholas fucking Cage, and finds a new lease on life in modern-day New Orleans, where he falls in love with a feisty but perennially aggressive traffic cop named Rebecca Quincy, played by Awkwafina, who I really like.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, Nicolas Cage as Dracula, possibly the best casting choice ever made. Fantastic. Yep. The whole familiar vampire thing got me automatically thinking about What We Do in the Shadows, one of the greatest TV shows currently on. And after watching The Menu last night, I am in awe of Nicholas Hoult as a talent, because in The Menu, I just want to strangle him, which is a sign of a very good actor. I think this looks fun.
I haven't watched this trailer yet, so I actually had no idea what it was about until you just read the description. Sounds great. Very intrigued. I'm going to go watch this trailer after we finish recording.
Has anyone checked it out?
Yeah, I've had a look at it.
Well, yeah, it's all like a little bit
what do you
of
reckon?
It seems cool. I think I need to see more of it. It wasn't too much in the trailer that actually grabbed me, other than Nicolas Cage Dracula, but, you know, I don't know. It didn't grab me as much as maybe it would other people.
Look, when we say dope or nope, are we saying dope as in I'm going to see it at the cinema, or I'll watch it? Because I'll watch this when it comes to Netflix or what have you.
I reckon cinema.
Yeah,
I think cinema for this one.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm a nope then. I'm not going to see it in cinemas.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I think I am going to see this because Nicholas Hoult has been on my radar for quite a while because of this UK drama show called Skins.
Hell yeah, Skins.
Sorry, Simon, hold up a minute. Did you just introduce maybe people don't know Skins?
About Skins?
Well, yeah, because
there's an American show called Sinfeld, maybe. I don't know.
I actually don't know what Skins is.
The Simpsons?
Yeah, it's Renfield.
Felix, you're young.
And you're old. What of it?
I'm falling apart.
He's fucking got you there.
I can't eat sugar anymore.
He's fucking got you there. Shit.
That's my bones.
Retreat.
I'm shaking because I smelled coke. You understand?
Cocaine bear. I'm the cocaine.
I was about to say we're past cocaine bear at this point. But no, because some people won't know about Skins, all right? So anyway, yes, because he was amazing in Skins. And I think since then, Warm Bodies, even though it's a bit of a joke of a movie, he was fucking great in it. I really enjoyed it because of
he's in Mad Max.
Yeah, he's in
Mad Max.
awesome.
And he melts into that role. He's in X-Men. Nicholas Holt's badass.
If we want to go back to his very first appearance, which was About a Boy, also a fucking great movie. So yeah,
isn't that, isn't he?
He's
and also the menu. Please watch the menu. It's so good.
I'm waiting to watch it. Yeah, I'm waiting to watch it with my wife. So I definitely want to watch it.
As somebody whose dad is a chef, I was having Vietnam flashbacks during this movie. Okay, it got dark.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna say, because I'm not gonna go see it in cinemas, I'm giving Renfield a nope. How about everyone else?
It's a nope because I haven't seen the trailer yet, and it sounds interesting, but it hasn't hooked me yet. So
I'm going to give it a dope because, again, I feel like if I can convince a couple mates to come watch it in the cinema with me, it'll be a good time.
Felix?
Nope.
All right. Cool. Let's start rolling through these next few. Evil Dead Rise, April 21st. Moving the action out of the woods and into the city, Evil Dead Rise tells a twisted tale of two estranged sisters played by Sutherland and Sullivan. God, thanks. I have a list. Thanks, Evil Dead Rise. Thanks a lot. Jerks. Whose reunion doesn't even have an S in it. Whose reunion is cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. Yeah, this looks fun. Just dumb, bloody, gory, fun.
Yeah.
Mummy's sleeping with the maggots now. That's a cool line.
That was a great
That's
line.
a good line.
Great
line.
It's that schlocky horror that will get you at moments and be like, whoa, okay, that was a bit of a well-timed jump scare, not a cheap one.
Yeah,
I think this could be...
This is going to be a cool horror film that you go see, and then in a year, you'll be like, oh, I remember seeing that. That was pretty cool.
I think it's from watching the trailer, I think it's marrying that sort of the feel of both the original Sam Raimi joints and also, from what I can tell, the remake stuff as well from Evil Dead, from Felix Araves or something. I can't remember their name, but yeah.
I'll edit it in. Don't worry.
Yeah. So they did the remake and it's apparently really good, and it's kind of got a new take on it as well. So I think it's sort of marrying both of those together pretty well. It feels a bit schlocky in some aspects, but it also feels genuinely terrifying in others. So yeah.
When a schlocky horror movie knows what it's meant to be, they're excellent. Kind of like Megan, which I'm going to see this week. Apparently, it's real kind of goofy at times, but it knows that it is. It stays into it. So it has a lot of fun with it.
I've heard the opposite.
Well, I'm going to see it this week. I'll give you my review next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your review.
I think this will be a lot of fun.
I feel like the original Evil Dead movie, especially you watch the trajectory of Evil Dead. The first one's a low budget student film essentially. Then it goes to a remake of that being a little bit sillier, and then Army of Darkness is just fucking madcap hijinks with Bruce Campbell. So it's
who knows what we'll get with this one? Maybe Evil Dead will surprise. Because it's called Evil Dead Rise, everyone.
No, that was not
Simon. Okay, nobody can see this. Simon has his arms crossed and he's looking at me like a disappointed teacher.
Very unimpressed.
Fair enough. Look, I'm going to see it, but not in cinemas, so it's a nope from me.
My poor little heart can't handle it, so it'll be a nope from me.
It's a nope from me because I actually haven't seen any of the Evil Dead movies.
Ooh, the first nope.
I feel like this one is a film that you can see without seeing the early ones. Like it feels like almost it's a soft reboot.
Probably, having said that, maybe like watch the originals. They're fun. They are fun.
Yeah, no.
Also, just mind you, it's the first full nope. However, I only realized that the nope meant we're not going to see it in cinemas like 3 films again. So who knows? Absolute wild card 2023 Story Mode Podcast. Welcome. Next up, again, another film we're not going to go into too much because we'll do a full episode on it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May 5th this year. Still reeling from the loss of Gamora, Peter Quill rallies his team to defend the universe and one of their own. A mission that could mean the end of the Guardians if not successful. I don't give a shit about the villains and stuff like this. Is Rocket going to die?
This movie's going to absolutely rip my heart out and squish it in 2 pieces, and I'm going to watch
James Gunn is going to wipe his
That's how he's going to die. He's going to get ripped out the spaceship, torn into 2 pieces, and flung into deep space.
Fuck me up, James Gunn, please. Like, this is...
I'm so ready.
I'm ready for this shit. Like,
my body is Willy.
I actually am in the camp that I don't think Rocket will die. I think it might be a bit of I think it's a bit too obvious, but...
A bit of a fake out? A bit of red herring?
Die.
Yeah. But, pardon?
I think they all die. Okay, I think I mentioned before. This before. I wouldn't mind if they all die as a team. One of them dying is tragic. This is the end of their story. You don't want to end it on a tragic note. Them all dying together, and as we've seen in Love and Thunder, there are different sort of afterlives. If we saw them all together as a family unit, still together forever, and they were happy, it's cheesy. It's on the nose. Fuck, I feel good. And this, I don't know what song he would pick, but James Gunn will nail whatever song he plays and it plays out.
I like that idea. I think Drax gets a happy ending. I really do.
I
honestly think that...
Yeah, I agree. I think Drax gets a happy ending, but he also dies. Yeah. I think Drax dies, and I think...
He dies happy.
He will die because Batista, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite actors, he said that he's done with the role, like the character's done. So either he'll die or he'll leave. Well,
he's sort of backtracked on that a little bit by like saying he's done with being like
he needs the job.
Well, he's done with being that version of the character from like the original Guardians without wearing a shirt, which is why he's wearing a very snappy vest in the holiday special. So, and most of the promotional stuff.
It is quite snappy.
It is. Yeah, he's very sharp. Yeah.
Dope.
So fucking
midnight launch dope.
This is like
dope.
Pre-buying tickets dope. Like that's
dope. Yeah. But I'm sorry, Jesse, you confused me there. A midnight launch? I don't understand. There's no such thing. I'm sorry. What?
Is it like a 10 p.m. launch for you or something?
Yeah, whatever it
is.
No. Is it as in like Perth doesn't do midnight launches for anything?
Oh, really?
This is
our
favorite
never had a midnight launch up here either.
This is our new segment of Story Mode Podcast. Other states as shit. To
be fair, I saw Endgame at 8:30 in the morning because they didn't do a midnight launch for it, and I fucking went to Docklands in Melbourne at 8:30 in the morning. Fucking sat there and watched Endgame and like just cried my eyes out, having the best time.
Thirsty bitch. I went at midnight and saw it in gold class. I'm sick. Yeah, no, whenever a big movie comes out, we've got a cinema down not too far from us. It's possibly my favorite cinema in Victoria, like in Melbourne. It's actually a really good one, so blessed.
Nice.
Hashtag blessed. Speaking of blessed, a movie that has no plot details, just as plot unknown, and I'm going in there blank because the movie isn't about plot. This movie is about La Familia. This is Fast X, coming at you fast, coming at you hot, coming at you heavy on May 19th. Holy shit. I want to rip my shirt off, but it's new. I'm so
God
horny for movies.
God damn it. Fucking yes, please. I'm like so there for this movie. I went and saw fucking Fast and Furious 9 in 4DX at fucking I think it's called 4DX at Hoyt's at High Point. And do not regret that decision. I think that was the best possible movie to see in that format. Holy shit.
Are they going to space?
They're going to the moon. This has always been my theory.
Space, yeah.
This has been my theory since I was about 13, 14, right? Or however long ago. Actually, I don't know how the math adds up on that. But it was around like Fast 4 and like 5 or something like that, around there. And I told all my cousins, I told my family that in Fast 10, they would go to the moon. And I stand by that theory. And I think they're going to race cars on the moon.
I believe it, but I mean,
I think we may have something. This fuck. And they do like jumps off craters and stuff like that. It's like the ending of that moon episode of Futurama when they have that chase with the Crushinator. No, I love him. It's gonna be so good.
I forgot
this. Dom saying no, pa. No, pa. I love him.
I forgot this movie was coming out this year, and like when you sent through the list of the movies we're going to be talking about, and I read that, I was like, oh yeah, I just got so fucking excited. Like a few years back, I decided I was going to like just watch all of the Fast and Furious movies because at that point I'd only watched the first 2, and then didn't realize that like 3 onwards is where things get very good. And so I watched them all like over the course of a few weeks and had the best fucking time. Like just so much fun. And then like I knew none of my friends were want to go see like Fast 9 or like Furious 9 or whatever they called it. I was like, I bought tickets, but I had a solo movie day and went and saw it in 4DX and had the best, just giggled the whole time. And I'm going to do the fucking same thing again for this because holy shit, I'm so excited for it. It's going to be
Joel, we're going to organise to watch this film together.
Yes.
We're going to get a crew going, okay? A La Familia, if you will. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll go to La Familia beforehand, eat some rancid lasagna, and then we'll go see this film. It's going to be the best.
La Familia with the La Familia, yeah.
All right. Round the room before we do dope or nope. Actually, give me your dope and nope at the end of this, but I want to hear, real quickly, your batshit theory for this film, Joel. Just real quickly, top of your head.
Oh, fuck. I mean, I actually don't know where they could go with this because I feel like the space thing is a bit too obvious now. They kind of did it in 9, and I don't know. I think this is going to be, you know what? My wild theory is I think this is going to be a somewhat more grounded movie.
Interesting. Okay, I don't mind that.
That is a crazy theory.
And this is like part 1 of 2. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I didn't realize it was part 1 of 2, but okay. Going off that, then I think there is some legitimacy in that theory. But if that's the case, then it's going to end up with Elon Musk making an appearance.
No.
And he's going to be the one that's going to be like,
interesting.
Years ago, I would have said yes. No, years ago, I would have said yes to that. I actually thought that because that's what it was called Fast X, because it was really a SpaceX thing. But with everyone realizing that Elon Musk is a massive piece of shit, no, they won't.
Yeah, but it's too late now. Like, he's already in the movie. He's already being paid. Like, you know, it's too late.
Vin Diesel peels off his muscle suit and he's actually controlled by a little Elon Musk.
I'll tell you what happens in Fast X. Imagine, if you will, escape
the
pod.
world of tomorrow.
Escape pod crashes into the moon. And out pops Dom. And he's in his suit and he's got to, like, duct tape it shut because they just don't understand how logic works in space. So they just duct taped his whole like suit shut because it's got some holes in it. And then he walks over and there's a secret moon base built by this organization that's been set up through the whole film. And he tears down the flag and behind it there's just a big swastika. And they've actually secretly been bringing Hitler back to life. On the moon.
It's the Iron Sky crossover.
Yeah.
It's like Wolfenstein. It's like Wolfenstein mixed with Fast and Furious, and that is
BJ. Get in.
Wasn't that part of the plot for Call of Duty Zombies in like Black?
There was, yes, it was. So I'm gonna guess you're a dope as well on this one.
That's Fast X. It's a note from me though.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't going to come to streaming. I'm not going to watch it.
Okay.
Don't know what you missed out on.
What was the last 2-part film that came out? It was Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah.
What did those films explore?
Time travel.
Time travel. I'm not joking when I think they'll do time travel here.
They're going to resurrect
that way,
Paul Walker.
No. Look, they can't go. They can't. It's a time machine, not a miracle machine.
They've actually learned how to revive them in real life.
They're going to go back. Simon, stop with your goddamn Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey remake theories, okay? God damn it. No, they're going to go back. They'll save Jesse from being shot in the original.
Oh.
Like, they will change things, and then they're going to come back and realize all that had to happen for them to stay together, because there will be evil versions of themselves. They are going to fight themselves. They're going to change the past.
Negadon.
Yeah, they're going to change the past, and they're going to come back and they're going to have to fight or race or whatever these films are about themselves.
Two things.
Yeah.
Two things. Is anyone familiar with the YouTube web series Overdrift as well, like drifting into the Dino dimension? All right, well, I have to send you a video to watch afterwards. It's a video that me and my friends watched so much and would quote all the time. And yeah, it's all about like drift racing and stuff like that. But like they drift so hard they like go back in time. And it's like, oh my god, they drifted into the Dino dimension.
It happens.
Like, yeah. So I wouldn't be mad about that. But honestly, I do think it's going to be a bit more grounded. It's still going to be batshit
They will
crazy
drive.
action-wise, but
Holy shit! They're going to drag race through the Hadron Collider.
No.
And they're gonna come right to the end, and they're about to crash into each other.
Ooh.
Okay, let's move on to the next film. We're sticking on Fast X too much. As much as I would like to speak about Fast X and family for hours, we cannot. Can we need to move on to? My God, we are eating goddamn well this year. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Part 1.
Oh yeah.
Straight up dope.
Yeah, the way dopest film ever made. Yeah. Miles Morales returns for the next chapter of the Oscar-winning Spider-Verse saga, an epic adventure that will transport Brooklyn's full-time friendly neighborhood Spider-Man across the multiverse to join forces with Gwen Stacy and a new team of Spider People to face off with a villain more powerful than anything they have ever encountered. We've gone through the trailer. We went through it in an older episode. Please go check that out on Spotify and iTunes. You may need to search for Story Mode, a video game podcast. We just got a name change. If you just started tuning in midway through this episode and were confused, I don't know what you're doing in your life if you've done that. But bless you. Mwah, love you. Look, we don't have to talk about this too much. We saw a bunch of really cool spider people. We saw, most importantly, the PlayStation 2 video game version of Spider-Man, which...
Yeah.
Oh my god! But we also saw the Insomniac Spider-Man and Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
I love how much respect those games get because of the story they follow. Especially Miles Morales. Oh, beautiful.
This is going to be a good year for Spider-Man fans because we get this and Spider-Man 2 for PS5. Like, holy fucking shit, yes.
Because we had the same thing when Spider-Man for the PS4 first came out, because that was also the same year that Into the Spider-Verse came out.
I didn't think
And yeah, I remember people kind of hesitant about it, and it took a little while for everyone to sort of get over their, I don't know, fear of Miles Morales being as fucking cool as he is. People were like,
I think that with the game, I think a lot of people were just like, well, this is DLC, why is it full price? Blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
I think
clowns who missed out because that game was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that ending.
Where babies.
I think I'm saying 100% dope for the sequel to, I think, the best superhero movie in existence. So
on its day, my favorite film ever. On its day,
it's up there.
Spider-Verse is one of those films where if I need to do something creative, so if I'm making a bunch of new like story mode things, I will watch that film. Or if I'm going to build something or do anything, and I need just a little bit of a boost, I'll watch that or I'll listen to the soundtrack.
The soundtrack is fucking dope.
Yeah. There's two movies that do that for me. It's that and Little Miss Sunshine. I watch them and I come out the other end a different person.
I don't even need to watch the whole movie. I just need to watch the fucking studio logo intro. Well, that scene as well. But like the studio, like the start of the movie with like the Sony Pictures
the end
logo.
Credits, so cool.
It is a visual feast in the best possible way. And not only that, it backs it up with just so much heart and love.
Let's move on before we bust the nut, because we're going to talk about this next film a little bit, I think. The Flash, June 16. Barry Allen comes to an end when he's run so fast. This is so stupid. He runs so fast, he creates a glitch in time itself when Barry comes across a similar past line. Who wrote this? This is IMDb. Sort your shit out. Comes across a similar past line dimension of worlds that collide. What? God.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
I don't think that's a fucking sentence.
Okay, I'm going to do this all in one.
Whoever wrote this was typing too fast. They opened their own little dimension.
All right. I'm going to try this again. Barry Allen comes to an end when he runs so fast creates a glitch in the time itself when Barry comes across a similar past line dimension of worlds that collide, reaches a timeline when Barry is seeking help from the Batman to try to fix the past as we know it. So that's clear. Look,
What?
let's not get into Ezra Miller and their dalliances with the law, because we'll be here forever, okay? I want to touch on a point here. DC hasn't had the cojones, if you will, to put a trailer into the Super Bowl since The Dark Knight. They are
Seriously?
that confident in this fucking film that this is going to be the first one since then. Apparently, internal testing saying this is this is the highest rated DCU film to date.
Sitting at like 76. Wow.
It is. It must be that good.
It's solely.
They have looked at Ezra's long rap sheet and said,
Worth it.
"That's our person. Let's keep him."
This is the thing I want to touch upon ever so slightly, is that Warner Brothers, like DC, have gone through this phase now of cancelling finished, completed projects left and right. Really promising stuff. Things like Batwoman and like all of these things that held so much promise and looked like they were shaping up to be really damn cool. And
To be fair about Batwoman, though, it wasn't.
Well,
It looked like I wanted to see it come out. I would love to see, like, years from now, we will see it. But it was looking rough, to be fair.
I was going to watch
everything
it
had
just for
been-
Michael Keaton.
Oh, this one, yeah, 100%.
they're fair.
Both.
But I don't know. It was one of those things that are like all of these projects that were shaping, because it was still only partway through. Like that one was only partway through development. Still had a fair bit of stuff to be done. And throughout all of these cancellations, all of this bullshit, The Flash has still survived as a project. And either DC are 100% betting on this, they've got full confidence in it, or they are absolutely fucking bonkers.
No,
I think so
studios aren't that dumb. Studios make weird decisions that don't.
Surprised.
No. That's no, they're not. They're massive studios for a reason. They make financially smart moves. It may not be what the fans want, but they're financially smart. This is going to do well. I also think it's partly because Michael Keaton, they had him. They couldn't scrap the film because they've got him. And this is going to be Ben Affleck's last pitch as this. They think this is going to be their what was the new Spider-Man film called? The new Marvel one?
No Way
Home. This is going to be the No Way Home. This is messing with multiverses. We're going to see all these past characters.
This is the thing. So I think it's really interesting that all the stuff with James Gunn taking over DC, like the cinematic and TV universe stuff, being announced when it did, and this movie coming out now, because I think they're doing Flashpoint.
Yeah,
my knowledge,
this is going to be the reboot.
This is it. This is the hard reset in universe for them to be able to go, cool, we've got a blank slate now. We can start again from scratch, which is what a lot of people have said for years that this was going to be.
Yeah.
And I think it makes the most, it's making more and more sense as things go along. So
it'll be interesting because, like, Marvel's done everything you can possibly do with comic book movies, really, except for reboots, like a reset, sorry. Because comic books do that all the time. They will just kill off everyone, new universe, new world, this is world 420. Hell's yeah. I love how I said 420 and you exhaled at that moment, Joel. And just your whole window filled up with smoke. That was badass. You all missed it. If we were on Twitch still, you would have seen it, but whatever. I forgot even what I was saying. Oh yeah, the whole reboot thing. They could do this. Like, this could be something for, people who aren't that into superhero films or just want something new from them. This could be like, oh, okay, this is something I haven't seen before.
I think Secret Wars is going to be that for the MCU.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Real quickly, dope or nope? This is dope for me. I'm very intrigued. This is the most intriguing film of the year for me.
It's a nope, but it's a nope for me, but I am curious. But
it's a nope from me, but I could be swayed.
All right, now we're into this point where we have lesser information about these films. So probably, I keep saying we'll get through these quickly, but then comes along a film that we'll talk about a lot. Not necessarily this one. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, June 30. Experience the return of legendary hero Indiana Jones in the 5th installment of this beloved swashbuckling series of films. Finding himself in a new era, approaching retirement, Indy wrestles with fitting into a world that seems to have outgrown him. But as the tentacles of an all too familiar evil return in the form of an old rival, Indy must don his hat and pick up the whip once more to make sure an ancient and powerful artifact doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Sorry, when I read that Indy picks up his whip, I imagined him just like Catwoman, and I am rigid. Now, Felix, I know you've got a lot to say about horny Indy.
Yeah.
Go on. What do you think?
What's left to say? I love Harrison Ford. He's a beautiful man. But I think this.
I wish I was a golf course so he could crash his plane into me.
This French
old fuck.
Oh dear.
I love him, but fucking don't fly a plane when you're 800 years old. Come on. I'm 31 and I don't drive because I feel like I'm too old for it. Felix is frozen. He's that excited about it. I like how when we're in the pre-show, Felix is like, I'm going to talk about I've got so much to say about Indiana Jones. I've got so much to say. And now it gets to it and he's opened up Pandora's box and his face is melted off. All right, well, Felix, get stuffed. Oh, God, I hope his audio saved. Oh. Go around the room. I'm going to say a nope for this.
I'm saying dope because in my own universe, there's only 3 Indiana Jones movies because I still haven't seen the one that doesn't exist. So
Crystal Skull, Joel, there is one. It's called Crystal Skull. You should see it. It's got aliens and ants. Crystal Skull, Joel.
Crystal Skull.
Simon, stand up on my shoulders. They can hear us. Crystal Skull. He can't hear because of my lisp. Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull.
Simon, I'll slap you.
I'm sorry, I had to.
It's a dope for me because I feel like this is it. This is going to be it, right? This is Harrison Ford's last dance, and he fucking loves this character. Like,
yeah,
he does.
You see the emotion that he was bringing when he was talking about this at D23, and it's like there's going to be something special about this movie, I think, and it might not be amazing, but I think it's going to have some good vibes to it as well. And it's going to make some people a bit teary-eyed. So for that reason, it's a dope for me.
I agree with that. Moving on to another movie that Felix wants to talk about. I'm going to hang on to this one. I'll come back to it if he comes back. If not, I can't even do a good impression of him. Hello, I'm Felix. Oh no, I've got it. Hello, I'm from Queensland. Look at me, I'm young. Look at me legs. They don't hurt when I move.
Jesse just trying to get back at the fact that you just like slayed me for being old before.
I cut him for it.
Right now, Jesse, just give it up.
Speaking of old, July 21st, Oppenheimer comes out.
Ooh,
this is going to be a big film. The story of, God, I really described that well, a big film. Tune into our podcast about cinema where I describe movies as big. The story of American scientist J. Robert Oppenheimer and his role in the development of the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
It makes a big bomb.
So
bad.
I know a little bit about Oppenheimer as a person, and he was sort of moderately, incredibly terrified of what he made. And he's got a really famous quote attributed to him, which is, "I am become death." And
I am become death, destroyer of worlds.
Yeah.
It's a very cool line with a very odd structure.
Yes, but also at the same time, like that shit haunted him. Like he was so afraid of what he had made. He was like, "This is awful. Like this is the worst thing." But he knew the purpose that it had to serve. So he had like this real sort of internal conflict, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing this played out. I'm pretty keen for this. Like this is a dope from me.
The thing I'm most interested about with this, sorry to cut you off there.
No.
Listen to another podcast, last podcast on the left. They talk about the occult and such. And they were talking about some fella who was mates with Aleister Crowley, you know, the dark magician, the dark lord that was Aleister Crowley. Apparently, Oppenheimer was actually, a lot of scientists in that time were actually interested in the occult. I hope they explore that. There's going to be a bit of a really weird pull. Have you guys read From Hell? Alan Moore, the graphic novel about Jack the Ripper?
No, I haven't.
No.
It's fascinating. It's really interesting because,
cool.
Not to give too much away, plus I haven't read it in years, but towards the end you realize there was a massive like occult magic element in this story to the Jack the Ripper tale, where every time he murdered someone, his I'm probably getting this wrong. Basically, because his legacy became so powerful, he was seeing tears in time because he became because he was so infamous, he became immortal. Okay. He was always going to be known. So he started ripping portals through and he could see things. And then he became horrified by what people became. I hope this has an element of the occult in it. Doesn't have to be much. I just want a little nod towards it. I think it'd be really interesting because, look, this could be 2.5 hours of people just talking. And that'd be good. Great actors behind it. But plus they've got they made a nuclear explosion without CGI. I'm just going to put it out there. If you're making a movie about atomic bombs, Christopher Nolan, I know you're listening, friend of the show, you can use CGI. That's fine. No one's going to be like, a nuclear explosion doesn't look very realistic, does it? It's fine.
To be fair, they didn't use CGI in Top Gun Maverick, and I think that's why that movie is.
But they didn't have any nuclear explosions and didn't have to recreate an atomic bomb. How did they do it without nuking a place?
There is.
Did they just get a normal bomb and zoom in?
No,
it was real big.
There's a couple of compounds. I can't remember exactly. I remember reading about this recently. There's a couple of compounds that are highly explosive, and when you do blow them up, it makes almost an identical looking mushroom cloud. But it's got zero fallout. There's zero radioactive components to it. It just so happens that the way it combusts is almost identical to the way I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I remember reading about it just recently. I think it was in line with Oppenheimer, and people were talking about it.
Yeah, I think I have no I'm not a huge Christopher Nolan fanboy or anything like that. Yeah, I'm not noping it, I guess. I think it's going to be dope, and I probably will see it. But I don't know. It's I just hope
heavy subject matter.
It is, and I just hope that I can hear and understand what people are saying in it. Because I saw Tenet at the cinemas.
Oh my god, Tenet sucked. Tenet was so bad. Tenet is in the top 10 least enjoyable movie experiences I've ever had. It was just obnoxious. And anyway, I'm going to say Dopenheimer for this one.
Yeah, Dopenheimer for me.
It's dope for me because I got to do it for my boy Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid, Dopenheimer for Jack.
Oh yeah, Jack Quaid's the man. All right, let's move on to a movie that I'm 100% doping. Off the bat, this looks fun. Barbie, July 21st. Yep. To live in Barbie Land is to be perfect being in a perfect place, unless you have a full-on existential crisis or you're a Ken. Now, the interesting thing from this little tag, a Ken, there are multiple Kens.
Many a Ken.
Very intrigued by this, but Joel, I want you to describe your feelings when you first saw that teaser.
I knew it was going to be, I knew that this was going to be something to talk about and something to be excited for because, Greta Gerwig's directing. So I've only really seen Lady Bird, and I loved Lady Bird. This isn't Lady Bird for sure, but I think she's going to do something pretty interesting with this. But yeah, that first trailer is wild and got me even more excited for what is going to truly be just a fun experience that probably will have something to say. I feel it's going to have a message that's going to be pretty important, I think.
Simon, did you see that initial teaser, the Space Odyssey teaser?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Simon.
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. So
it's great.
It's that scene with the obelisk in 2001 with all the monkeys and they put their hand in it.
I've never actually seen 2001.
You probably would have absorbed it from cultural osmosis. I think if you Simpsons lampoons it all the time.
Oh yeah.
But it's little girls playing with dolls in the wasteland, and they all see this massive shadow and they put their hand up on it, and it's Barbie. It's the moment of evolution for young girls' toys. I thought it was real fun. The color scheme was good, and I think one of the best parts of it, the actors look like they're having a blast with it.
Oh, and that's what I think.
That's so important.
I think that's what's going to be a part of it as well, is because you've got someone like Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing Barbie and Ken, and they just look there's that one set photo that leaked out of them in the full on neon like 80s, 90s skating gear. And it's just like, and they're just laughing and smiling and talking to each other. You're like, man, this is just going to be a good time. But again, I think it's going to have like some pretty good moments of poignance to it as well. So yeah, I am very excited for this movie. I think it's going to be so much fun.
Now, I just heard back from Felix. Rest in peace. He is in the Neversphere.
Oh.
He's dead. He got struck by lightning and his
The atomic bomb went off. Yeah.
He has asked me to say a certain line when we get to a certain film, and I will honor his wishes. Next up, a movie we don't really have much about. Actually, the next few we don't really have much about, so we can barrel through them. The Marvels. Interesting. We should get a trailer for it probably when Quantumania comes out, because I imagine that the events of Quantumania will affect the Marvels a fair bit.
That's around Super Bowl, yeah? When Quantumania comes out?
Well, it comes out July 28th. I don't know when Super Bowl is.
Oh, no, I mean...
it's about around 10 in the AFL, though. So they could do something special there.
Ant-Man and the Wasp will be around Super Bowl time, I think. So
when's Super Bowl?
I don't fucking know, but at the start of the year sometime, I think. Hang on, bear with me. But it's, yeah. I'm excited for this. I really enjoy Captain Marvel. I know
Same.
I'm probably in the minority for it. Monday the 13th of February is
that'll be pretty
so
cool.
we'll absolutely get a trailer at Super Bowl for the Marvels, I'm pretty sure. I'm excited for that. I'm even more excited because Miss Marvel was fucking great. And if you've watched that show and watched it right to the end of the credits, you'll be probably just and enjoyed it. You'll be just as excited as I am for it. So,
that show slapped. I really enjoyed that.
Fucking rips.
I like Captain Marvel a lot, and Monica Rambeau comes back from
fucking A.
WandaVision, so I'm intrigued how they wrap all that together. Look, the basic Marvel dope for me. I will go see this in cinema.
Yep. Me too.
Nope from me.
Yeah.
I've expressed my opinions on the MCU at this stage.
All right.
Again, I'm open to being convinced otherwise.
A movie that I'm just going to say yes, not even dope, just yes to. Meg 2, The Trench. Plot unknown. Sequel to the 2018 film The Meg, which is not a sequel to The Megan, which just came out. Big shark. Big shark. Like, you think there's a big shark, and then the biggest shark eats the big shark, and you're like, whoa, that's a big fucking shark. And I think Gerard Butler's in it.
Nice. Good to see he's still doing something.
I think it's a note from me. It's a note from me.
No, sorry, Jason Statham.
Yeah, it's Jason Statham.
Sorry, Gerard Butler's in the movie coming out soon called Plane.
Plane.
Oh.
Fuck.
I wonder what that's about.
My God, Plane. So funny. It's a note from me. I didn't see the Meg. I have no real want to see the Meg. And
I don't know
really
why I've seen it.
sequel.
It's shit. It's bad.
It's a note from me. Like, again, that's the thing. I only heard negative things about it. I was like, okay.
Exactly.
All right, let's stop going through these ones quickly. Gran Turismo, August 11th. When I first heard the idea of this being made into a movie, I'm like, that's silly. There's so many other things they could make into a film. Until I read this plot synopsis, which I'm like, oh, I stand corrected. The ultimate wish fulfillment tale of a teenage Gran Turismo player whose gaming skills won a series of Nissan competitions to become an actual professional race car driver based on a true story. This is fascinating. I've never actually heard the story. I didn't know this happened. But what an interesting tale. Like, this isn't about the game, like, universe. This is about the game. And I haven't seen a video game adaptation take that angle. I think this is interesting.
I think it's gonna be really cool. David Harbour's also in it, so fuck yeah. But
Neil Blomkamp is directing it.
And that's the other thing too. I'm like, at the very least, it's gonna look really good.
At the very least, he's gonna fuck one of those prawn creatures.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll shoot a pig, but I won't shoot another fucking prawn.
What a film.
It's so good. But
wait, hold up. Orlando Bloom's in this as well?
Yes, he is.
Oh damn.
Ooh, eye candy.
It's so I think it's the competition that they talk of in it. I think that this one might be the first one they did, but I think they do it yearly now. Well, they do it on a regular occurrence now. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, where they get people who are really good at Gran Turismo to go and drive real cars. And I think the people that are like good at Gran Turismo by having like full setups at home with like full like, simulator rig sort of things. So it's not like, oh, they're really good with the controller. Now they can drive a car well. It's like.
I didn't actually tell you guys, but I used to play Podcast Simulator a lot.
Oh, yep.
And luckily, a few people saw me playing at an arcade, and they felt sorry for me. And they said, "Do you want to host the show?"
Used to play Talking Simulator a lot.
Hey. Well played. I'm gonna say nope, because this is definitely a movie I'll watch on Netflix.
Nah, it's dope. I reckon it's gonna be one of those movies you need to see on a fucking huge screen.
Well, they've already shown a few images, and there is. Remember in the Doom film, had they tried to do like the FPS camera angle, and it was just dumb. They do the actual proper Gran Turismo camera angle in this at one point. And it looks pretty cool.
Yep, and I think it's going to be like seeing some of these races like this. I'm hoping it's got like an IMAX format as well.
I hope he has to finish like 20 races to win like a Honda Civic. Make it realistic.
Get his next license. Yeah.
It's a nope from me. I again could be convinced otherwise, but I reckon it's something I'll watch when it comes to streaming.
All right, October 6th, Kraven the Hunter. Now, IMDb, honey, are you okay? Because this blurb is cooked. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how IMDb will. I can't even pronounce an acronym now. We're that far into the show. I don't know how IMDb does it on their end. I think a lot of it's user created, but whatever. Kraven looks for love on his new reality show, Who's Kraven a Piece? Watch as Kraven entertains beauties from around the world on the most adventurous dates, like spelunking with vampire bats to hunting endangered politicians. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll feel uncomfortable as you watch Kraven get dirty on many a freshly skinned hide. All that and more this summer. So that was weird. Also, this is the movie that Felix requested. He will say, just please mention that Kraven the Hunter will absolutely say it's hunting time as a reference to Morbius, which is a film that I watched on my break, and it broke me. Kraven the Hunter, sure, I guess Aaron Taylor Johnson's in it.
I think
Russell Crowe's in it, apparently.
This could have potentially have ties to like Sony Spider-Man universe as well. So if it's good, they might follow through with it, because I think they were trying to do that with Morbius as well, but sort of just stripped all of that out from what I can tell.
Yeah, if they redo it and then like spoilers for Morbius and Kraven meets what's the flying boy's name? Vulture.
Vulture. Yeah.
Vulture. That could be pretty cool, but look, it's a nope from me.
Yeah, it's a nope from me at the moment, because I don't know anything about it, and I'm like, whatever. Like it. Yeah, with that side of the Sony Spider-Man universe that aren't Spider-Man movies, I'm like, whatever.
Simon?
No, I agree. It's a nope from me. But.
Okay, November 3rd, this is a film that I'm going to watch on the biggest screen legally allowed. Okay, Dune Part 2. Just why they call it that. This follow-up film will explore the mythic journey of Paul. What's your name, Paul? Paul Atreides, as he unites with Chani and the Freeman, while on a warpath of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family. Facing a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the known universe, he endeavors to prevent a terrible future only he can foresee. Plus, there are weird worms with like asshole mouths that eat sand. Those worms are gross. I don't like them.
So
baleen teeth. Ugh. Yeah, that would smell so bad.
Like confession. I still haven't watched Dune Part 1.
It is
neither.
Okay, well then I will have this by myself. It is phenomenal. It is, because I think a lot of movies have been Marvelified for better or worse. You don't get movies that feel like a proper epic, that can have quiet moments. So it's kind of almost like a polar opposite of like an Avatar, which felt really epic, but it always needs to have something going. It always needs to be, if there was no dialogue, it needed to be visually like stunning. Mm-hmm. Dune was a film that could have quiet, simple moments of just the desert, and I was locked in. It has this like quiet awe about it. I really highly recommend watching it on a big screen if you can. Definitely something not to watch on your phone.
No.
Yeah. Well,
and all the characters are named like Bill and Paul and Ted. It's ridiculous.
The only thing I know about Dune is because there was a live show of my brother and me where they kept
Gom Jabbar, baby.
Yom Jabbar, and it made me laugh a lot. It's like I'm your
This is a dope for me.
It's a nope from me because, again, I haven't seen the first one, and I'm like, I feel like I've
actually think you'd
the
quite
opportunity
like it.
to watch the first one.
Oh.
I've missed the opportunity to watch the first one, though.
No, it still exists.
I know that, but at the same time, it's like it's one of those things where, to get the best experience, you need to watch it on the biggest screen possible, sort of thing.
Yeah, but you're still
that window.
You're not going to get the best experience possible. But put it this way, I watched Top Gun Maverick on my TV. I wish I saw it in cinema, but it went from like, I think if I saw it in cinema, I would have thrown up with excitement. It was still one of the best movies I've ever watched. Do yourself a favor. Don't miss out just because people are like, oh, you've got to see it this way. Just watch it.
I was going to bring up the same thing. I was like, as someone who watched Top Gun Maverick last night on my fucking 55-inch TV and was still just like, Jesus, that movie was good. Like, I'm sad I missed it at the cinemas. I've just got to try and find the time because it's quite long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 14 hours long.
Yeah, it's pretty long. That's the reason I haven't watched it yet.
So it's still like 2 hours shorter than Avatar: Way of the Water, whatever.
What
and I'm more interested in watching this than I am in watching Avatar.
All right, next up, guys, remember the Hunger Games? It's back in prequel form.
Yes.
The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, November 17. Coral... You can't call a character Coriolanus. You can't do that.
Well, you just did.
Coriolanus. Coriolanus Snow. Come on. Coriolanus Snow.
Cornelius, but okay.
I'm reading what is on IMDb, okay? And it is Coriolanus.
So, for everyone listening, I can see in the reflection of the cabinets behind Jesse, I can see his screen. I can see him pointing at the words. But
there.
I can see it.
I mean,
but...
I always read it as...
Look at this!
I always read it as Cornelius Snow, so...
It is Cornelius.
It's Coriolanus.
I'm reading, okay?
Yeah.
I'm reading off this thing. It says Coriolanus, so it's Coriolanus. Grow up.
And to be
it's a name in Pan Am.
In the first Hunger Games books, they didn't really refer to him by his first name. He was always...
Because you can't print the word anus. It's wrong. It's illegal. Burn the book.
I don't think it's illegal.
It's illegal. You can't write the word anus. You can only say it.
Not illegal. Definitely not illegal.
Okay, let me read about fucking Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Coriolanus Snow, God, at age 18, years before he would become the tyrannical president of Pan Am, who writes these? Young Coriolanus is handsome and charming, and through the Snow family has fallen on hard times. He sees a chance for a change in his fortunes when he is chosen to be a mentor for the 10th Hunger Games, only to have his elation dashed when he is assigned to mentor the girl tribute. The girl tribute? Who wrote this? From impoverished District 12. Nah, I'm good. I don't give a shit about this film. The most interesting thing about it was what I just read out. Okay, and Coriolanus is pretty funny.
I quite like the Hunger Games, the books, and the movies.
The books are great.
The books were fucking phenomenal. I remember getting to the end of the second book and the way that book ended, I was like, I was away on holiday and I was like, where's the bookshop? I need the next one.
I agree. I just think movies were actually quite fun. I only watched them a few years ago and I just watched them like one after another. I like how that man became a baker so hard that he became Solid Snake at one point. That was impressive.
Yeah,
that was he looked like the naan bread from the Mighty Boosh. That scene always messed me up. Not now, naan bread.
I think I'm excited for this because this is a prequel tale for like the villain of the mainline Hunger Games books. So
no, stick with it. Munger Games.
Yeah, the Munger Games.
Munger Games starring Coriolanus Snow.
I was gonna roll on from that. God damn.
Not anymore.
I'm interested in this. I remember the book coming out like a year or two ago, and I was like, I should read that. And then I forgot, oh wait, I have trouble reading comics now, let alone books. So I didn't get around to it. But yeah.
I just have trouble reading. Slight lie. It's one of those things that for me, I kind of don't care. Like I've fallen off the Hunger Games bandwagon. The movies did that for me. The fact that the third book was split into two just ruined, absolutely destroyed the pacing and the momentum. And it just killed it, like just dead on the spot for me. However, my partner, she has read the book that this is based on, and she says it's pretty good.
Okay.
If a little bit contrived in a few places. But she wants to go see it, and I'm like, you know what? why not?
So it's a dope by
Yeah.
association.
It's a dope. It's a dope
I think
from me.
I'm in a similar situation. Like, my wife hasn't read the book or anything like that, but like, we saw all the Hunger Games movies at the cinemas together and talked extensively about the books together. So I think it'll be something that we'll be like, yeah, absolutely, we'll go for it. Again, day night movie. Like, we'll go and see this together and have a good time, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, on to the next movie. Wonka Doddly Doo. I've got another movie for you. Wonka in cinemas, December 15th. Strap in, strap on, do whatever you need to do, whatever's your proclivity. I'll get to that moment, sir.
Yep.
You would think after I've introduced 7,000 films by now, you would understand what this is. Okay, Hyman, stop. Looking at you. I'm looking at you. You want to speak? Yes, it's Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong. Yes, and he is playing Wonka and his many glorious candy sticky friends. Okay,
Timothée Chalamet.
I've lost my mind right now. The story will focus specifically on a young Willy Wonka and how he met the Oompa Loompas on one of his earliest adventures. All right, so it's going to be like fantastic workers and where to find them.
Yeah.
This is going to... This is fucking dumb. This is dumb.
Yeah.
Look, Charlie the Chocolate Factory. Give me a movie about like an older Charlie. Tell me how his grandpa got that bed. The piss bed that his whole family have a gangbang in at the start of that film because none of them want to work. They're just roughly each other up, sliding up against each other, all oiled up probably. And then they come back sticky. Could you imagine when he came back? Sorry. Hold up. Okay.
Jesse's got
My Wonka hole is open. Okay. And all must bear witness. Could you imagine when these fucking motherfuckers come back from this candy factory, Grandpa's eating all of his candy in bed covered in chocolate and various slimes, he's burping and stuff so he doesn't float away. Could you imagine they would all stick together and they would look like a boss from The Last of Us Part 2. Like, it is a grotesque rat king of these elderly people who could work, but they don't want to because they're sticky boys.
You were saying about like you wanted to see like a older Charlie sort of in charge of the factory sort of thing. That could happen because I think this is one of the movies. It's a Netflix movie because it's Netflix acquired the rights to Roald Dahl's stories.
Okay, I didn't know.
So they are producing a lot of like Roald Dahl stuff because that's why Matilda the musical is on Netflix as well, and it has its own like intro logo for the Roald Dahl.
Guys,
series.
sorry, can I just go through the cast? Because I've had whiplash. Like, I've seen an actor be like, "Yeah, I'll see that." Wait, no, no. Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong. I like him. Small little boy.
Yeah, he's cool.
Good for him.
I'm a fan of him.
Olivia Colman. Fantastic. Fantastic. Peep Show. I'm sure she had other films. But then, Man vs. Bee himself, Rowan the fucking Atkinson.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why is he in it as a priest? Why is there a priest in the film?
That's kind of fucking hilarious.
But then we've also got Keegan Michael Key and Matt Lucas. What a Britain. And Great British
Matt
Bake
Lucas.
Off.
Yeah.
There's a few named characters. Okay, so we have obviously young Willy Wonka, Rowan Atkinson as priest, Matthew Baton as Fickelgruber or Finkelgrubber, Murray MacArthur as ship's captain, and Freya Parker as Miss Bon Bon. I hate it so much.
I mean, again, this is probably going to be a Netflix movie, so I out of curiosity, if the trailers look,
I'm not sure if it is.
I might watch it. I feel like it might be. I feel like this is part of their deal. I know that Netflix have acquired the rights to. Maybe it's like a Glass Onion situation. I don't know.
Maybe.
No, I can't see anything.
Okay,
in
maybe I'm
particular
wrong
about it. I feel like that would have been called out. But look, I think for its sake, it should be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was, and especially coming out like 15th of December because I know Matilda came out Christmas Day. So like that December time period is a good time for it. I think. I don't know.
And
I'm not
last.
wildly
Oh wait, are we doping or open? Nope. Just he's sticky boy. Come with me. I hate him. He's out. Oh. I hope there's a scene where he's like, "Hey, should we make a chocolate river?" He's like, "Yeah, fuck it. I hope it kills a kid."
It's a nope from me, but for reasons entirely unrelated to
Sticky
Jesse's
boy.
weird hatred of Willy Wonka as a concept.
He's fine. His regard for the rules is indecent.
I mean, so is
If I may.
yours.
Do I run a factory?
Yes.
No,
this is-
Fuck no.
I run a
this is
podcast.
This is slave labor right now.
I run a
This is-
podcast, okay, and boys,
Yeah,
wait until you
factory.
get wait till you get
churning out.
wait till you get the tour of the factory. You're gonna be thrown into all sorts of TV shrinkings and such. Little
I'm still
Simon
missing
running
a
around.
finger from PAX.
Help me! Oh, a little pet Simon now. I've already said it. I think I've already said it. I'm a nope on this one. Let's move on to our last film. Christmas Day. Tell your family. Sorry, everyone. I'm fucking busy. Okay? Clear your schedule. Old Saint Nick's gonna come on Boxing Day because he's gonna be busy watching Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. Plot unknown. Sequel to 2018 film Aquaman. Cool. I think there's only one intriguing thing about this film. It's placing in relation to the Flash. So if they do Flashpoint, will this happen before Flashpoint, making whatever happens in it meaningless or not? Now, look, there's some other things about casting. We're not even going to get into it.
Yeah.
No,
But
avoid that.
of all the DCEU films, Aquaman's the one I've not cared about at all. The other ones have had moments where they're bad, but then they've had moments where they're like, oh, okay, I can see what you're going for here. There are elements that I like it just needs a bit more cohesion. All those movies could have been saved with a few different things, except probably Wonder Woman 2. I just didn't like it.
Fair.
Aquaman just didn't have anything going for it.
I've not seen it, but from what I hear, it seems like it's a fun spectacle movie. So where it just shit happens and it's kind of fun and
There's
wild.
a part where they fight in Italy, and somebody controls wine because they control water and they make spikes out of wine. It's like,
Okay.
but just go into the sea. Can you make the sea into a big spike? That would be cool.
Probably.
Well, why are you showing me why? This is like stepping out of the Willy Wonka's candy factory and opening up, just being like, hey, this whole movie's about a bag of gobstoppers. There's more. Show me the candy factory. That is the ocean.
I feel like we've ended on a bit of a bummer. I have no strong opinions about this whatsoever, and I don't think I'll see it. It's a nope from
Same
me.
here. It absolutely the same. I haven't seen the first one. It was at the time, I think, where the DC cinematic stuff was really sort of starting to not. It was becoming apparent that it wasn't doing what anyone wanted it to do, and Aquaman unfortunately took the brunt of that because most of the actors in it are really good and fun, and supposedly it's really enjoyable. I've started watching it about 4 times and given up less than 20 minutes in.
Yeah, it's nothing. I've seen it. I've seen it twice actually. All I can remember is that wine thing because it's stupid, and I can't even name the villain. It's a nothing film. But to be fair, to these last few films, we have been a bit more negative about the last few films purely because we don't have information about them. That's just how that works. We've got
absolutely
the year's top ended, so maybe we'll revisit a few of these towards the midpoint of the year. But just before we do start to wrap up, dope or nope, Aquaman, nope for me.
No.
Nah. Get out of here, Jason Momoa.
Yeah, sorry,
Love
Jason.
him. Love
Sorry,
Jason.
Jason, you're
big fan of
you
Jason.
seem like a good bloke, but interesting.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up because I'm going insane, and I kind of want to watch Willy Wonka. Actually, I need to eat dinner. It's all happening. Guys.
I'm just gonna send Willy Wonka chocolate bar to your house.
I'll get a gold ticket, run around. Look, wrap it up here.
Man just appears and it's like, hey, let's go.
If you want to hear more of our show, we are on Spotify and iTunes. Just a reminder, we have rebranded. We are now the Story Mode Podcast, where we'll be focusing on not just video games, but also movies, like we did in this episode, TV shows, music, all sorts of things. Anything entertainment and gaming adjacent. So it's going to be a fun time. Us. You can search for us by searching for a Story Mode Podcast, the Story Mode Podcast, or Story Mode, a video game podcast. You'll get 150 odd older episodes. While you're at it, please look for our other Story Mode Gaming Network show, Dialogue Options, starring the beautiful, charismatic, dynamic duo, Joel and Kyron. The 6-pack, John Wick tattooed Kyron Morrison. I remember the lore we're building. So check him out. Look, because we've done the rebranding and things like that, we are a little bit harder to find at the moment. So if you do find us via links, which you can find on our socials, which I'll get to in a moment, please leave us a review. 5 stars. It will mean the world to us. It helps us out so much. It's really hard to climb those viewability. I'm going to amend that word. So that would mean the world to us. If you do want to get those links a little bit easier, we are, of course, on all your socials. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Hive, when I can be bothered. That is what it is. At StoryMode AUS. You'll see all of our posts for the new podcast and a few more announcements we've got coming down the track. Of course, we still have a Twitch. We're kind of reworking out what we're doing with our Twitch. It's twitch.tv/StoryMode We'll still have some streams in the future, but we are going to tweak it slightly and have a bit more dynamic content on there. We've also got a YouTube, search for Story Mode Gaming. We've got these podcast recordings. You can listen to them there. We'll also be releasing a few reviews and previews and things like that in the future. Now, lads, if people want to find you guys on Twitter, where will they find you, Simon? Simon's on mute, so he doesn't get to...
So I am.
The break was too long.
Yeah. You can find me at Psy421 on Twitter.
Joel, I was wondering to myself, why haven't I been interrupted? This is bizarre.
Yeah.
Hey, I was letting you have your moment, dude.
Thanks, Thanks, man.
That's why I muted myself. That way you could carry on uninterrupted.
Joel, where can people find you on Twitter?
You can find me at JolieMac.
And you can also find Nicholas Felix. I always read his Twitter handle as Nicholas Felix, even though it's Nichols_Felix. Rest in peace. Or you can find me at Jesse Spanner. I guarantee you my tweets make more sense than the words that come out of my mouth. For the most part.
Don't make a promise you can't keep, sir.
Big day. Listeners, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this new sort of angle we're taking. If you have any feedback for us, shout it out. Let us know. We want to make this show the best thing it possibly can be. I want to give you guys what you want. But also, thanks for sticking with us. We're really looking forward to this year. I think we've kind of got a lot of our ducks in a row. As I said on Twitter, we've done a Green Goblin and gone back to formula, focusing on these podcasts. So we just want to hear from you guys. We have a bunch of ideas for shows in the future, but you can help guide us along a better path. But in the meantime, be safe. Oh no, I normally say play some games. What did I say here?
Enjoy media.
Enjoy media in general. Dear listeners, be safe, consume, and we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Multimedia.